Hello and welcome to another very important section of this complete Node.js course. And this section is all about authentication and authorization in Node.js using Express. So in this section, we will be implementing a secure and scalable authentication and authorization system in our Express application. And it will include functionalities like sign-up functionality, login functionality, authorization, forgot password functionality, and reset password functionality. So we will learn and implement each of these functionalities step by step in this section. And let's start this section by understanding what is authentication and why authentication is important in a real world web application. So what do we mean by authentication? Authentication is the process of verifying the identity of a user, device or application, and it answers the question who you are. In simple words, authentication is like showing your ID card to prove that you are who you claim to be. And it establishes trust between the client and the server application by confirming the client's claimed identity. When you try to access the secure part of a website or a web application, the application needs to confirm that you are indeed the person you claim to be. And this is where authentication comes in. It's about answering the question, are you who you say you are? Now, in context of a web application or a web API, authentication is done using a login mechanism. During login, the web application verifies two things. First, we usually provide some form of authentication like a username or email address, and this tells the system who you are claiming to be. Then the system needs to verify this claim, and this is typically done by asking for a secret that only the legitimate user will know, such as the password of the user. So from the client side, when you specify your username and password, and when you click on, let's say, this login button is going to send a login request, a post request to the web API. Okay, and with that post request, it will also send the username and the password of the user. So whatever username you have entered in the username field and the password which you have entered in the password field, that will be sent with the login request. So for the login, we basically make a post request, and with that request, the username and password which the user has entered in the login form, that is being sent. And this request will be handled by this login route. Now here what the login route will do is, first it is going to check if in the users collection we have a user with the given username. If we do not have a user in the users collection with the given username, in that case this login route is going to send a bad request response. And in the response we can have a message like user not found. Now, if the user is found with the given username, then for that user, his password will be checked. So for that user, if the password does not match, in that case, the login route is going to send a response where it will say password do not match. Only if the user with the given username is present in the users collection, and for that user, the provided password match, in that case, this login route is going to send a success response. So in that case, the login is successful and the user who has logged in, he will be granted to access the protected route. And once the login is successful, in the response, the client is also going to receive an access token. And that access token will be used for identifying the logged in user for all other requests which the user will make after login. So this is how typically the authentication works in a web application or a web API. Now, authentication is crucial for securing your web API application, including those which we build with Node.js and Express. And there are several key reasons for that. First of all, APIs often handle sensitive user data, financial information, or business critical resources. And without authentication, anyone could potentially access, modify, or delete this data, leading to security breaches and data leaks. So, authentication ensures that only legitimate and authorized users of the application can access specific API endpoints and functionalities. And this prevents malicious actors from exploiting the API for unauthorized actions. For example, let's say you have created a banking application and you are storing financial information of the users like the account number of the user, the current balance, customer ID, and IPIN. So the user should have access only to his account details. And for that, we need authentication in place. If there is no authentication mechanism in place, then any user can access other users' account information. And this must be avoided. Also, if we have authentication in place, then we can identify the user or the application which is making the request. And it helps us track changes and actions performed through the API. And this is essential for maintaining data integrity and accountability. For example, we might want to log all the actions performed in the application by everyone. And for that, we need authentication in place. In this way, if there is any unauthorized action that has been performed, it will be logged and later it can be used to identify which user has performed that particular action. So each request can be logged with the identity of the requester. And this provides an audit trail of the actions performed through the API, which is crucial for security monitoring, debugging, and compliance purposes. Then, while authentication confirms who the user is, authorization determines what they are allowed to do. And we are going to learn about authorization in a bit. So basically, for authorization, authentication is a prerequisite. Once a user is authenticated, the API can determine their roles and permissions to control access to specific resources and operations. Okay, so if we want to have authorization in place, for that, first we need authentication. Then authentication allows you to identify and track API usage by specific clients. And this enables the implementation of rate limiting, which restricts how many requests a client can make in a given time frame. And it also helps us avoid other abuses like denial of service attacks and excessive resource consumption. Finally, for application that requires user-specific data or functionalities, authentication is necessary to identify the user and provide a personalized experience. So for example, let's say you're using a fitness tracking app. Now, after logging in, the app can show you your daily step counts, calorie burnt, and workout history. It can also recommend personalized workout plans based on your age, goals, and past activity. It can display your name and profile picture, and it can sync your data across devices. But without authentication, this will not be possible. In that case, the app wouldn't know who you are and it wouldn't be able to provide this personalized experience. It would treat every user the same, showing generic content instead of tailored insights. So, for personalized user experience also, authentication is required. So, these are some key reasons why we should have authentication in place. Now, let's talk about authorization. So, authorization is the process of determining what an authenticated user is allowed to do. It answers the question, do you have permission to do this? In a role-based access, users are assigned roles. Roles like admin, editor, viewer, etc. And each role has a specific permission. So for example, an admin user can perform all the admin tasks like creating a product, deleting a product, updating a product, etc. But a viewer can only view the product. He cannot delete or update the product. Then a user with the editor role, he can only perform update operation on the product. He cannot delete the product or he cannot create the product. Okay. Then we can also have attribute based access. So this type of access is granted based on attributes like the department or the location or user status. Now, authorization is important because it prevents unauthorized access to sensitive operations or data, and it helps enforce business rules and security policies. And authorization also ensures users only interact with resources which they are permitted to. So for example, let's say the application which we are building, there we are going to allow users to book a hotel. Now, in our application, we can have three type of roles. We can have an admin role, we can have a customer role, and we can have a super user role. So here I have a snippet of my application. Let's say here we are displaying the detail of a hotel. And we have three type of users. Admin user, so John Smith is admin user. Mary is the customer of our application, and Mark what? He is, let's say, the super user. So for an admin user, this admin user, he can be an admin of one or more hotel. So this user will have permission to update the hotel details or delete a hotel. But Mary Jane, she is a customer. She is not an admin. So Mary should not have access to update or delete the hotel. She can see the details of the hotel, or she can perform update or delete task on her profile. So Mary can update her profile, or if she wants, she can also delete her profile. But she cannot create a new hotel or update the details of an existing hotel because she does not have that permission. Her role is customer, and customer can only view the hotel details, they can book a hotel, or they can update or delete their profile. But they cannot create a hotel or update the details of a hotel or delete the hotel. Then we have this user Mark Watt. So he is the super user. He will have access to update the details of any hotel which we are listing in our application, and he will also have rights, he will also have permission to delete any hotel from the listing. He can also have access to all the user details. He can also have access to all the bookings which has been made, and he can also, let's say, block a user so that that user cannot make any more bookings. So based on the role, different users can perform different tasks. They will have different permissions. And this is possible when we have authorization in place. So as I mentioned, authorization is the process of determining what an authenticated user is allowed to do. It answers the question, do you have permission to perform a specific task? So we are going to implement authentication and authorization in our application in the coming lectures. So this section is all about implementing authentication and authorization in our Express application. And as we learned, for authorization, authentication is the prerequisite. So in our coming lecture, first we are going to implement authentication, and then we will also implement authorization. Now, authentication can be implemented in different ways in an API application, like the one which we are creating. And the two main methods are password-based authentication and social logins, like Google authentication, Facebook authentication, etc. In this course, we are going to learn about and implement password-based authentication in our Express application. And when we talk about password-based authentication, in simple terms, we are talking about user login. So the user has to provide his unique username and password. In some apps, the email of the user is also used as username. And the application which we are creating, we are going to use the email of the user as the username. So this username which the user provides, it is verified against the database where the user information is saved. On the server, we verify whether there is a user present in the database with the given username or not. And if a user with that given username is present, we validate the password provided by the user against that username. And if the password matches for that username, then the user is an authenticated user. Otherwise, user is not a valid user, and API does not allow user to access other protected resources. Now, this process might seem simple when we talk about it, but there are a lot of steps involved in authenticating the user, and we are going to learn about them in our coming lectures. So in summary, authentication confirms who the user is. On the other hand, authorization determines what the user can do. And for authorization, authentication is the prerequisite. And both are essential for building a secure and scalable web application. So in the upcoming lectures, we will dive deeper into each of these concepts and we will implement them step by step in our Express application. So this was a very high level overview of what do we mean by authentication and why it is important. In the next lecture, before we implement authentication, first we are going to implement a route and a route handler function using which we are going to create new users. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.